Good morning, students. You have studied the first part of Nelson Mandela's autobiography, Long Walk to Freedom. And now, the second unit of this lesson starts. A few moments later, we all lifted our eyes in awe as a spectacular array of South African jets, helicopters, and troop carriers roared in perfect formation over the Union buildings. When the oath-taking ceremony was completed, after the completion of oath-taking ceremony, we all lifted our eyes. All the South African people lifted their eyes in awe, in surprise, because a spectacular array, because an impressive display of South African jets, helicopters, and troop carriers roared. They were roaring in perfect formation over the Union buildings in South Africa. What is the Union building? The official seat of the South African government, where the president and his cabinet functions. So over the Union buildings, what were flying? South African jets, helicopters, and troop carriers. Troop carriers means large aircrafts carrying soldiers. This was to assure the South African people that they are also a great power. So there is nothing to be worried about. You know that on the occasion of Independence Day and the Republic Day, near Red Fort, there is flying of many jets, many helicopters to assure the people of India that we are also great power. Likewise, many South African jets, helicopters, and troop carriers were flying, and they were roaring in perfect formation over the Union buildings. The flying of these African jets, helicopters, and troop carriers was not only a display, not only a show of pinpoint precision, of exact accuracy of these helicopters, South African jets, and troop carriers, and military force, that they are the great power. But the flying of these African jets was a demonstration, was a show of the military's loyalty, that all the military power is loyal to democracy, to a new government that had been freely and fairly elected. When? In 1994. And before that, there was not a democracy, that was a selected democracy. In the first decade of the 20th century, when South African government was under the pressure of the world that you must elect one government, then there was the election, but only the white people were allowed to cast their vote. When? In the first decade of the 20th century. I will later on discuss it in the next para. Only moments before, the highest generals of the South African Defence Force and Police, their chests bedecked with ribbons and medals from days gone by. Only some moments before, the flying of South African jets, helicopters, and troop carriers, highest generals, Army Chief, Navy Chief, Air Chief of South African Defence Force and Police, and their chests were bedecked, were covered with ribbons and medals from days gone by, from past days' bravery. All the three chiefs, highest generals, saluted Nelson Mandela and pledged their loyalty and promised their loyalty to the new government. I was not unmindful. I was not unmindful means I was very conscious of the fact that not so many years before they would not have saluted but arrested me. Before 1994, when the election was not held, before the election they would not have saluted but they had arrested Nelson Mandela. And about this fact, he was not unmindful. He was conscious. He knew it very well that higher generals would not have saluted, but they had arrested him. Finally, and at the last of the function, a chevron, pronunciation is chevron, chevron meaning a pattern in the shape of V, a chevron of impala jets. Many jets were flying, and they were leaving a smoke trail, a smoke line of the black, red, green, blue and gold of the new South African flag. So, in this new democracy, one South African flag was designed, and in this new flag, how many colors were there? Black, red, green, blue and gold, and these colors were left by their impala jets. The day was symbolized. This day, which day? 10th May, was symbolized, was memorable for me, for Nelson Mandela, by the playing of our two national anthems. That day, on the inauguration of the new government, non-racial government, two national anthems were sung. One national anthem, old anthem, when South Africa was a old republic, and now this was the new republic. New republic, and you know that Nelson Mandela was of the view that no any particular race would be given priority. Every race would have the equal right and opportunity. Every race would be valued and respected. So, the new anthem was the vision of whites. Two national anthems, old anthem and new anthem, the visions of whites. Singing Nakosi Sikelel Ai Africa. This was the new anthem, and this anthem was sung by the whites, the Britishers and the Dutchies, and the blacks singing Die Stem. Up to date, this was the old anthem. The old anthem of the Republic, although that day neither group knew the lyrics of the anthem. Neither group, neither the white group nor the black group, knew the lyric, knew the song of the anthem. They once despised. They had a very low opinion of the anthem because at that time there was not democracy. They would soon know the words by heart, but after some time, when the new government was formed, both the races, white and blacks, they would learn by heart the anthems, the old anthem and the new anthem. On the day of the inauguration, which day? 10th May. I was overwhelmed. I was deeply emotional. Nelson Mandela was deeply emotional, remembering the past days, remembering the days of history. What he was remembering? How South African people had got freedom. In the first decade of the 20th century, a few years after the bitter Anglo-Boer War and before my own birth, the white-skinned peoples of South Africa patched up their differences and erected a system of racial domination against the dark-skinned peoples of their own land. He was remembering of the past. on the day of the inauguration. He was remembering the history. What? In the first decade of the 20th century, a few years after the bitter Anglo-Boer War. What do you mean by Anglo-Boer War? Anglo means British. Boer means South African people of Dutch descent. You know that for business and commerce purpose, these two races had come. And there was enmity between the Britishers and the Dutchies. And due to the rivalry, due to the competition, there was a war between these two races. This was the bitter war between Anglo and Boer, between Britishers and the Dutch. And this war continued from 1899 to 1902. For how many years this Anglo-Boer war continued? For 3 years. So after this Anglo-Boer war and before his own birth, before the birth of Nelson Mandela, when Nelson Mandela was born in 1918. So before 1918 and after 1902, it means the first decade. Okay? Before 1918 and after 1902, because the Anglo-Boer War continued from 1899 to 1902. So this was the first decade. And you see the line. In the first decade of the 20th century, a few years after the bitter Anglo-Boer War, and before my own birth, the white-skinned peoples, the people is already plural. But what do you know peoples? Peoples means races. Who were the white-skinned races? The Britishers and the Dutchies of South Africa. There was enmity between these two races. Due to what? Due to commerce and business. So they patched up their differences. They temporarily repaired their differences and erected a system of racial domination. Domination means rule on the base of race, that we must be united this time because the blacks had become very powerful. Why the blacks had become powerful? You know that native people of South Africa were blacks, and the Indian people who had gone to South Africa for their livelihood and for their suffering. Mahatma Gandhi had gone there. So they had become united, blacks had become united. So this time the white people became united and they patched up their differences. They temporarily repaired their differences and developed a system of racial domination, racial rule based on what? Race, against the dark-skinned peoples. Who were dark-skinned peoples? Native people of South Africa and Indian people of their own land. The structure, and this structure of the government they created. Who created? White-skinned people, formed the basis of one of the harshest, most inhuman societies the world has ever known. You must have read in the history that there are many harshest and inhuman societies. For example, I tell you, fascism formed by Mussolini in Italy, and you must have heard Nazism formed by Adolf Hitler in Germany. This was the harshest and inhuman society. And the government which was formed by the white-skinned people, this was one of the harshest, one of the roughest and inhuman societies, inhuman rules of the world that has ever known. It means it was very rough government created by the white-skinned people. But now in the last decade of the 20th century, when in 1994 Nelson Mandela was born in 1918, and Here the author is talking about last decade in 1994. It means at that time Nelson Mandela was 76 years old. In the last decade of the 20th century and my own 8th decade as a man. Yes, he was 76 years old. It means he was a man of 8th decade. That system, which system? The harshest and inhuman system had been overturned forever, and that inhuman society was taken place by one society that recognized the rights, that knew the rights of every people and freedoms of all peoples, all races, either they are the whites or the blacks or the coloreds. This government has nothing to do with the color of their skin, regardless of the color of their skin. That day, which day? 10th May, the inauguration of the new government, non-racial government, had come about through the unimaginable sacrifices of thousands of my people. You know that we Indians have got freedom when? After the unimaginable sacrifices of thousands of Indian freedom fighters. Likewise, in South Africa also, that day had come about after the unimaginable sacrifices of thousands of South African people, people whose suffering and courage can never be counted, and their suffering and courage can never be assessed, can never be evaluated or repaid. Can you repay or count the contribution of Sardar Bhagat Singh or Chandrasekhar Azad? No. We can't repay them. They had sacrificed their lives, but they had not got freedom. Who got freedom? We have got freedom. I felt that day, which day? 10th May, as I have on so many other days, that I was simply the sum of all those African patriots. Sum means result. Nelson Mandela thinks that he was simply the result of all those African patriots. For example, in India, many persons died. Lala Lajpat Rai, Sardar Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev, Rajguru, Chandrasekhar Azad. And who was the result? Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. He was simply the sum. Pandit Nehru was simply the result of all those Indian patriots. Here, Nelson Mandela was simply the result of all those African patriots who had gone before me, who had died before him, before Nelson Mandela. That long and noble line ended. That long and noble line of struggle ended and now began again with me. I was pained, I was sorry that I was not able to thank them who had sacrificed their lives. So now this time he was not able to thank them, and that they were not able to see those persons who had sacrificed their lives. They were not able to see what their sacrifices had wrought. Wrought means achieved. The policy of apartheid. Apartheid means the policy of differences on the basis of color of skin. White people hated the black people. This is called the policy of apartheid. Created a deep and lasting wound in my country. The native people of South Africa were black in color. So the differences, the tortures, the low opinion about these native people had left a very deep and lasting, unforgettable wound in the country of South Africa and South African people. Of all of us will spend many years, if not generations. Generation covers a period of 100 years. So if not 100 years, if not generations, it will take many years to recover from that wound. You know that if you have any wound, it takes much time to heal. So the South African people, white people, the policy of apartheid had left a deep and lasting, unforgettable wound in the hearts of people. So it will take time to recover from that deep wound of apartheid. But the decades of oppression, decades, a period of 10 years, for many years, when the government was formed. Which government? In the first decade of 20th century. It means after bitter Anglo-Boer War and before the birth of Nelson Mandela. Who were the rulers? White descended people. And they had tortured much the native people. So the decades of oppression, the decades of torture and brutality, cruelty had another unintended effect. Unwanted effect. You know that in every curse there is a blessing. So in this curse of torture, what happened? Many freedom fighters were born. In India also many freedom fighters like Chandrasekhar Azad, Sardar Bhagat Singh were born here. And in South African soil also many freedom fighters were born, and it produced the Oliver Tambos. Oliver Tambo was great freedom fighter of South Africa. Here we find that Oliver Tambos, we know that after the name there is no use of plural. Not you can say any person Pawans, no. Rams, no. Sohans, no. Here the proper noun, name is proper noun. The proper noun is changed into common noun. And you know that before any proper noun there is no use of the. Here we find the use of the and plural form of name. It means the many freedom fighters like Oliver Tambo. Here means this many other persons like Oliver Tambo, many other persons like Walter Sisulu, many other freedom fighters like Chief Luthulis, many other persons like Yusuf Dadus, many other persons like Bram Fishers, many great persons like Robert Sobukwe of our time, of the time of Nelson Mandela. Okay, they were comrades. Comrades means friends of any movement. And what was the movement? To make their country freedom from the clutches of white people. These persons, all these 6 persons were men of such extraordinary courage, wisdom and generosity. They were very generous persons, very courageous persons, very wise persons. Who? All these 6 persons. That their type may never be known again. Perhaps it requires such depths of oppression. Oppression, O-P-E-R-A-T-I-O-N. Oppression means Shalikriya. And here oppression means torture. So if you want to create any person of great height of character, it requires such depths of oppression. The more any person is oppressed, the more any person is tortured, his character will be heightened. Suppose that if you want to brighten the gold, it must be first heated in fire. The more you heat the gold in fire, the more it brightens. जितना अधिक आप इसको आग में जलाएंगे, आप कहते हैं कि सोना आग में तपकर कुंदन होता है. इसलिए अगर कि कोई महान व्यक्ति बनता है, so for that purpose, for that heights of character, a person must be oppressed to the last limit. And this what happened to Nelson Mandela and his comrades. Comrades means friends of any movement. All the persons were tortured, murdered. That's why they were persons of great height. My country is rich in the minerals. Every country is rich in the minerals. Natural substances like gold, silver, gem, No, and you know that in the country of South Africa, on South African soil, there were many minerals also and gems that lie beneath its soil, but I have always known that its greatest wealth, the greatest wealth of South Africa is its people, and the people of South Africa are finer and truer than the purest diamonds, and purest diamonds lie beneath the African soil. It is from these comrades. Who were the comrades? All these 6 persons. We have already discussed Oliver Tambo, Walter Sisulu. It is from these comrades in the struggle that I learned the meaning of courage. Time and again and again, I have seen men or women risk and give their lives. Many times, again and again, I have seen many men and women, they have taken the risk of their lives. In India also, many women had become freedom fighters. Many men had become freedom fighters, and they had taken the risk of their lives. In South Africa also, Nelson Mandela sees that many men and women had taken the risk of their lives for an idea, for the thought of making their country free from the clutches of white people. I have seen men stand up to attacks. White people had attacked, but Nelson Mandela had seen these people, they were standing without breaking, showing they had shown a strength and resilience. Resilience means the ability to deal with any kind of hardship. South African people had the ability to suffer any kind of hardship, and once again after torture, they recover from its effects. Once again the same form, like rubber. You turn the rubber pipe, and once again it takes the form. Likewise, after the torture, South African people has taken their original form that defies the imagination, that challenges the imagination. I learned, Nelson Mandela had learned the courage Nelson Mandela had learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but a triumph over it. We must get victory over courage. The brave is not he who doesn't feel afraid. Suppose that a person says that I am a very courageous person, and he goes before a hungry lion. What will happen? The hungry lion will eat him. So this is not a bravery. This is not a wisdom. You know that Shivaji had fought against Akbar. How? By hiding himself. And by the triumph over courage, by the victory over courage. So the brave man is not he who doesn't feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear, but he who wins that fear. This is a very important line, and the question may be asked from this line. No one is born hating another person. You know that no any child is born that I will take birth and I will start hating another due to the color of the skin or his background, that he belongs to the Muslim community, he belongs to this and that community. I will take birth and I will start hating the person due to his black color or his background. No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin or his background or his religion. People must learn to hate. So people are taught to hate the elder persons, our fathers, grandfathers, inculcate us that, though they are not good people, you must hate him. They should not go to their houses. And if they can learn to hate, if any person can learn to hate, they can be taught to love, for love comes very naturally. Any human being has the innate virtue, natural virtue, that is love. And love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. What is the opposite of love? hate. So if any person can learn to hate, he very naturally will learn to love. Even in the grimmest times, even in the difficult times in prison, you know that Nelson Mandela had spent 30 years in prison. He was arrested in 1960 and he was released from the prison in 1990. By whom? By Mr. De Klerk, who was taken oath as second deputy president, who was sworn in as second deputy president, who took oath as second deputy president. So, in the grimmest times in prison, when my comrades, when his friends, whose friends? Nelson Mandela's friends, and I were pushed to our limits, when all these 7 comrades, all these 7 friends were pushed the last limit of the torture by the white people, I would see a glimmer of humanity. I would see a shining of humanity in one of the guards. The white people were beating all these persons, and when these friends were demanding some water to drink, they would start beating. But one of the guards in South African white people, they would see a glimmer of humanity. They had a shining of humanity, perhaps just for a second, but it was enough to reassure me, but it was sufficient to give me confidence, to give confidence to Nelson Mandela that his path was right. What was his path? To make his country free. And this assurance make him to going on, that he must continue his struggle. So man's goodness is a flame. Man's goodness is like a small fire that can be hidden. A small fire can be hidden but never extinguished. What is the smallest fire? A small fire? The desire to become free. That desire to be free can be hidden, but desire to be free can't be extinguished, can't be put out. And this small form of desire to become free was not extinguished in the heart of Nelson Mandela, and he kept on going, and at last in 1994 his ANC won 252 seats out of 400, and his ANC formed the new democratic and non-racial government. Thank you.